This morning, we are continuing to follow breaking news of the Key Bridge collapsing into the Pataps River early this morning. Take a look at this video. You can see on the left side of your screen, a cargo ship crashes into the base of the bridge, causing it to fall into the water.
Right now, we know search and rescue efforts are underway. We are hearing that there are multiple people that remain unaccounted for.
Shannon Lilly is live right now for us from one of the closest spots that we can get to, right on the eastern side of the bridge at the moment with the latest information. Shannon, I know you've been watching and listening. What can you tell us?
Well, it has just been absolutely horrifying, Mackenzie and Megan, to realize the magnitude of this from waking up this morning until now when we can fully see it here behind me. And like you guys said, the search and rescue effort, that is the main priority right now, as we know that 7 individuals are still likely in the water or somewhere in the area where they need to be rescued. And so as you look behind me, we're still not learning exactly what caused this cargo ship to ram into the bridge, but we are seeing this morning the aftermath of it. You can see where this bridge has just snapped in half, and the cargo ship there beside it is truly like something out of a movie that we have been witnessing here this morning, a complete collapse of the French Scott Ki Bridge. As for the rescue efforts, we know that the U.S. Coast Guard is involved. They're using boats and a helicopter in the effort. We've been hearing choppers swirling around us all morning long. Drivers are being asked to avoid the 695 corridor. As you can imagine, you're not going to be able to come through this area at all. And we know that 2 people were already removed from the water. One miraculously not injured, the other, though, taken to shock trauma. Now, we heard from Paul Wiedefield, who's the Secretary of the Maryland Department of Transportation, and he reiterates that at this point there is no indication that this was intentional. We do know that the FBI is here and assisting, but again, no indication that this was intentional, but still a lot of questions about how could this happen. And of course, that's what we're looking to get answers to, whether it's this morning or as we continue to follow this throughout the week. We do know that there will be another press conference this morning at 9:30. So, of course, we'll be out here and we'll bring you the very latest as soon as we get it.
Do want to go over just some of the basics at this point. If you are just tuning in, maybe just waking up at this hour, a container ship ramming into a major bridge in Baltimore this morning, causing it to snap in several places and plunge into the river below. Several vehicles, we're told, fell into the water, and rescuers initially said they believe they were looking for at least 7 people, though the number could be higher as they are trying to figure everything out. Do want to take you to another live view that we do have. Again, just another angle that is showing the scene that we are watching at this hour. 2 people pulled from the waters, one of them in serious condition. That is according to Baltimore Fire Chief James Uolles. He said authorities, quote, may be looking for upwards of 7 people, but said, as I mentioned, the number could change, and it was not clear if the 2 rescued were included in the 7. The vessel appears to have crashed into one of the supports of the Frensica Scott Ki Bridge. That's according to video that's been circulating all over social media over the last several hours. Kevin Cartwright, the director of communications for the Baltimore Fire Department, calling this, quote, a developing mass casualty event. Now, the temperature in the river at the time was about 47 degrees in the early hours of Tuesday. That is according to a buoy that collects data for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Some of the cargo actually did appear to be dangling from the bridge, which does span the river to the entrance there to a busy harbor. The river leads to the port of Baltimore. That is, of course, a major hub for shipping on the East Coast. It opened back in 1977 and is named for the writer of the Star-Spangled Banner. Maryland Governor Wes Moore declaring a state of emergency and said he was working to get federal resources deployed. The FBI also on scene. I do want to check in right now with our Fox DC team as they are out there.
You couldn't see, and now what you see behind me, those colorful boxes, those are the cargo containers that are on the cargo ship itself. And as you cross over the bridge there, you can see the part of it colliding and just resting up against what is left of those steel truss spans on the Key Bridge. So pretty incredible images here. What we know, this is still an active search and rescue operation. 2 people were rescued. One refused treatment. The other said to be in pretty serious condition, so much so that we were told that they were not able to speak with that person about exactly what happened. We know they have been bringing in all kinds of assets from federal agencies. They are using spotlights and sonar. They have detected some vehicles, or what would appear to be the signature of vehicles, underwater. And here's what Fire Chief James Uolles said about potential other victims.